Test, test, mic check, mic check. All right, y'all, I'm back with a part two, just like I promised I would be, because I feel like the topic was it was getting a little juicy. Not just in reverence to Chrisean Rock, but in reverence to like what it must be like to be a young person in the industry right now. You know what I mean? And it is a lot because I was saying on the last stream, people are just not in a place where we're not asking people to support Krishan, but this is what I was speaking on. When a person actually is showing, not that she had anything to prove to people. When she got out of jail this last time and she was going to church, try to show people like, look, what I could do with my options. Like really, I can make music about God or something, you know? People was quick to say, oh, that's a show. Oh, she's not really in the church and she's just doing it for sympathy. How you gonna say somebody going to church for sympathy when a baby have a whole condition, bro? So I was using her for an example when it comes to like sometimes I think people just like to pick at people. They get a little bit of inside scoop of what you might be going through. Cause like to me she had one of those stories where people are just never satisfied. How she showed that side of her, like, look, I have faith. I believe in God. I want to get closer to God. Suddenly, you see her with another offer from Zeus or something to come back on the TV show. Okay, now all of a sudden you hearing like, oh, she just wanted her. Let's. It doesn't matter if it was about an ID or not, but the ID part is what makes it like more serious too. If she is telling the truth. I'm not. It just seemed like Zeus hasn't been having. A lot of different people have to come out and say negative stuff about them lately. So I just wonder, are they really treating those young ladies right on there? They saying she just tripping and snapping about it, but she was saying that's the main thing I was listening to, not just like about her ID being withheld from her for whatever reason, but she was saying they don't feed them accordingly. Like maybe feeding them is a part of the contract. Cause you know, in other certain type of communities, you might have breakfast, lunch. Like I've went to certain kind of camps or resorts, camps. Depending on what it might be, they might have different like feeding times. Of course, you can eat when you want to. Like I've never been on a TV show type setting though, so I never asked or wondered what those guys go through when it comes to like eating arrangements, really. You know. But we know even when she's not on that show, one thing about that young lady, she gonna show herself eating. Like she is gonna be eating. It ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's why I'm listening to kind of what she probably been voicing a little bit. Like now we know when we just see her on her regular streams or doing her content, I ain't gonna say she eating on every one of them, but she pretty much loves to eat, and it's nothing wrong with that. But that's crazy. Like I couldn't imagine signing up for work and I'm working so hard that it's hard to make meal times. I probably know a little bit of what that's like, but that's working for myself. Any companies or anything, they always let me at least take a lunch break or dinner break, whatever we got going on, right? So, ain't no telling what people really is going through. Or if Zeus is doing it, they need to be feeding the ladies. It's like, what? Okay, what do we got to put? Maybe some coaches and directors and all that kind of stuff too. They be so strict. I think they try to use that, but you got to be careful with that. Don't try to get mad when the people telling you trying to use food as a like, oh, y'all need to work harder. You know, some people would do it like that too. Like, oh, no dinner time or lunch time until we get this much work done or until this turns out like this. That's the thing. Even about regular jobs and work, you got to give people their breaks. And I mean, because if they not fueled up anyway, they're not gonna be no good to you. I don't understand that with people. It seemed like everybody on that lately. Like, just like, oh, the food. Like, oh God, did we all see it coming? Like, what? You want to use that as a what? Food? Like one of the most basic necessities? Mm, something to think about. Any job, any career, any program, whatever it could be about. Like, come on, bro. FOOD with a question mark. Like, sometimes they just complain about who can cook and who can't cook. The average basic meal, like I was saying the other day, maybe an apple, a bag of chips, a crackers if you're lucky, a sandwich, a box of raisins, a milk, a water, a juice, something like that. You don't have to cook any of that. Like FOOD, like that. It makes my mind wonder. Like, you can nourish yourself with food, smoothies, protein drinks, all of that stuff. But food at the end of the day, we all need it. On a humanitarian level. That's crazy. Nobody wants to talk about the basic minimums like I was just describing. Like if you just food, like even if it's oatmeal for 2 or 3 months, are people ready if they have to like resort to that? Are they gonna be when I say okay, I'm being rhetorical. Of course, if you're actually sustaining yourself like that, you might actually be okay. It might not be what you want to eat, but it's oats. It's gonna hold you longer. You still work hard if you need to. Do get what you need done through the day. Yeah, oats is just one of those foods. Kind of been known to like stick to people uh, a little longer, better for their oats do a lot of stuff. Y'all can leave in the chat how oats help people, but I know that it is one good. We weren't here to talk about that though. Let me get back on topic. Yeah. If a person feel like that, do y'all feel like they have a right to like quit a job for any reason? If they feel like something going on with lunch break, food, or not wanting the people to eat, anything like that, shortage of food, do you feel like people have a right to voice an opinion about it, or because we're saying FOOD now, lunch breaks. With any job, you deserve a lunch break. I wouldn't care if it's your basic McDonald's job. Like, you need a lunch break, don't you? Dinner break. There's just times that everybody's supposed to be getting. I wouldn't care if it's one. I think it should be more than one time a day. If you're going 12 hours, 10 hours, something like that, 8 hours, you need at least one lunch break. That's how it usually always goes. I think even some part times. Let's see if I remember. Part time, I think past 5 hours, you qualify for a lunch break as well. Just with regular like work laws and stuff. So it is interesting. If a person might feel like they not even asking directly probably for more pay or something. It's like, hey, I need my lunch breaks and stuff. People have to eat. Come on, bro. EAT. Especially if they working, they at work. Oh man, they gonna need their lunch break. Yeah, people gonna need their lunch breaks though, y'all. You feel where I'm coming from? Or to eat in general. Like, specifically when you're talking about work. You can't let a person go more than 4 hours. I don't care if it's a TV set, but y'all know with the industry, sometimes the schedules and stuff probably be a little different. I don't care though. You gotta listen to your yeah, your workers ain't gonna be no good. Employees, everybody not gonna be no good. They need to eat at least once during an 8 hour period. I think it's 5 hour period. If you're going 10, 12 hours, you're definitely probably eating 2 or 3 times a day. You're just working more hours. But yeah, food's always been a main part of that. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Thank you guys for hanging around for a second. We might all have a quick convenience or something we have to tend to, but guess what? I'm gonna keep on with my reaction and commentary tonight. We thank you guys for hanging around though. When I got the pause breaks going on, because sometimes I might have to put our stream on hold for a second and wrap up some tight ends. Y'all know what I mean? Anyways, the part I left off on, if you're doing any type of work, that person needs to be eating. That's like the basic minimum. That ain't even you paying them yet. Because they just in the midst of earning the money. What do you mean? Like, you could argue food with pay all day. Food, pay, and a person working. That's different than a person just saying, oh, I'm a human, I need to eat, in my opinion. Now, you working too? You putting in those hours, that time. That's why it's kind of comical in a way. I know she probably, what she might be going through at any time, or any one of us with a job. That's my point. They shouldn't be doing that. Like, you gotta work. They be like, a man don't work, don't eat. Who out here trying to use food while people are trying to work? You said a man that don't work, don't eat. That's what's up. You remember I went to that, one part. That was on the other channel. That's what's crazy. There was something about Chrisean actually on that live that day. They were some cool guys. I think the baby was just born. Like, I was like, I think everybody was like, who baby y'all think it is? Oh, at the skate park? Yeah. They was like, everybody was like, Blueface, Blueface. We've been keeping up with her for a minute. That's okay. Some people do on their channel. They just stick to one like celebrity, like they fave or something. Here you go. Is this yours? Yeah, that's yours. Fine. Oh, if she got it dirty, I can wash it for her. Yeah, if people are working, tell me I'm not right. They said a man don't work, don't eat. That's, you gotta allow people to be doing it at work, bro. Like, people just be, ooh, they don't understand, boy. I hope Krishan Rock ain't going through nothing too serious. But yeah, let's say she tried to talk to him already. She probably did. Why is the person feel like they have to put it on blast or something like for y'all to fix it? That's probably what God's just trying to show all of us. It shouldn't even take all that, bro. Really, they like, here she go with the Bible again, for real. It say if you have a out with your brother or sister, God even encouraged, like, you can come to them. I don't think he mean physically, but he mean like, it say something like that, like come to them directly. For it do say that. Maybe that's why people don't like the truth. Say that right in the Bible. If you were just looking for a certain direction, you might be able to go like, God really don't like Discord and everybody jump over something that you probably could just, okay, you letting this person know, hey, you offended me. Can we fix that? We know at work, in work situations, that can always get a little, you might want to handle that more professionally or something though too. If you have an issue, putting it on social media is what? Cause y'all know these celebrities, sometimes they get mad, they'll just air out these companies, they feel like they ain't getting paid. Anybody will do that. Anybody probably would. Like, that's what people have been doing right now too. Like, other people in other professions too. They've been a little angry, just stating their opinions. I wouldn't say angry, but they're definitely voicing their opinions. Like, hey, when are we getting paid? Type of deal. Not just the actors and stuff. And the musicians and producers. I mean, it's a lot going on right now, all at the same time. People don't like being in the same boat, but we've been here before, right here recently during the pandemic. I've been trying to remind people, we're not saying everything is just like that, because this is totally different. Like, food stamps are actually being cut here and there for a little while. We don't know. I'm not going to speak like I know if it's going to be ongoing. But you get to, it's still a wake up call to the people, even if they turn them back on. Why ain't nobody said that? I think this is, if we never see them again in this country. But if they come back, look how people act. Either way, I'm looking at both sides. If they turn them back on, and food stamps just go back to normal for any reason. Maybe they just find a new program, a new way to do it, or which it is. Like we already went over that. In some states, it's not being cut. Their requirements and stuff like that, it's just changing. Like, that's a big change too. Don't get me wrong, but because they already was making stricter requirements before this. You see, I don't hear too many people talking about that side more, because like, some states are just doing different requirements. Like I said, you might have to submit at least 100 hours of proof of work, or a certain amount of proof of work, or job training or schooling per week. I wouldn't say that's bad. I'm just saying what it is, y'all. Like, the facts on the other side, how it's changing in some states. Just so people are kind of aware from my point of view. This is how I think. Everybody giving their opinions right now. Like, it is what it is. People, if you didn't, or how many of y'all, I don't know if I'm being nosy or not, y'all can leave it in the comments. How many, not in the chat, in the comments after I post the live tonight. Just leave in the comments. I'm curious to know here at You Will Make It TV, like, did people like receive notices about this? It's just a question. The only notice people talking about is on the news. I think some of the federal workers did. That's why they're talking about not, if they hadn't got paid, or if they missed a payday last week, or whatever was going on. I know I'm not asking that part. I'm saying, like, did people get any other kind of, like, I think it has been announced maybe on the sites, the app sites and stuff where people check their benefits. It's probably been announced there. I've just been trying to keep up too, y'all, as it's how a lot of things are changing out here, right? We're not singling no one person out, but if they feel like, yeah, hey, we need lunch breaks, or y'all tripping, or we ain't getting our lunch breaks in, that could be a big deal too, especially now. The companies can't afford, I wouldn't say, because it depends on what kind of contract you got. Like, what kind of job are you doing? Did you sign that they said that they gonna pay for y'all food? Now that's different because some jobs is like that. It'll say food, travel. You better read that stuff. What's the other one, y'all? Like, I'm trying to think of examples. Hotel, like it might have things on there that they pay for or that they fund while you're working. That is how some people work. They just be like, go to work. You don't know what people are out here doing for work. I ain't saying where I'm physically at in any given time, but during a time where they already like, oh yeah, EBT cuts and food prices increasing, yeah, you need to be getting your lunch breaks at work. Don't worry about it. What people are eating for lunch? What do you mean? I mean, even if the company not paying for it, in my opinion, see, when it's contracts involved though, that's different. That's other people business. But any other job, if the company not paying for it, yeah, you're still usually due somewhere in that contract. That person get lunch break. Of course, if you do contractor work, yeah, you work in your own pace and hours. You go eat lunch when you want to. So maybe all that is finna matter and change with people. Cause you talking about a whole FOOD here again. People like, what's she talking about? Just go see what Chrisean was just kind of talking about she might be going through. Even if it's just for publicity or something. It's interesting. Like, this gotta just be a stunt, bro. You gotta make sure your people eating though. You don't mean in a even money way. You talking about like physically. We ain't trying to put Amazon on the spot, but I'm just using them for example. Y'all know how they was having stories at one point, like some of the people just working long hours. Really, I didn't look too much into it because I'm just like, I don't know. Like, only you can know if you working too many hours. Like, they was kind of trying to blame the company though. Like, I remember seeing something like that on the news. Like, oh, Amazon workers passing out, and like, can you really blame the company? You're at work when it happened. I think that's why they had them go to the doctor, like, see what really happened, because you worry at work. But you don't want people, that's a whole something that can happen if they're not eating at work. Getting fed, I said it. It's always been like that though, but you don't want too many people in there. They not like literally can be fueled up like they would usually be at work. Cause they not. We gotta make some kind of cross situations here. Like, what do you call it? Bridge over waters or something. Like, at least for the working class. See how I describe all these some people jobs? Food, travel, all that does include it. What do you mean? It's right there. They cover it. It really is true. Like, people gotta eat working. That's the main quote. It says a man don't work, don't eat, don't work. If they working, they need their lunch break. They need their lunch breaks. They need their food on the side. Even if it's a bag of peanuts, a bottle of Gatorade. I don't know why I thought of them two things, because it's a protein and some hydrate right there. You know what I'm saying? I just said eat. I didn't say eat what. But it said if you don't work, you don't eat. So the devil been having people all messed up out here. If they working, they can eat. Let them eat. I would just be that type of boss though. Like, I'd probably be asking my coworkers or employees on the side, hey Jack, Jill, did you eat today? They'd be like, you're such a weird boss. I probably buy lunch sometimes. I know some companies do that. And not think twice about it. Like, this lady really be on the go. They come in their lunch break, it's already sandwiches, everything for everybody. I don't know, but I hope we see more jobs doing it, I guess. It's crazy, like, God really have me thinking about this and talking about it. Maybe thinking about what Chrisean was saying, like, not to put Zeus Network or her on the spot or nothing. It's just crazy to think about, like, with any job, you really do need to be, like, fueled up. Like I said, you need to be eating, right? Let's say I'm teaching my daughter about when she get her first job right now, because maybe it's coming in the next few years. And that's something I would want her to know right now. If a job better be letting you get your work break. Lunch breaks, most importantly, which is supposed to be a whole third, depending on how many hours you're working. They're not supposed to be doing a person like that. Now we're not like mules and cows out here. Maybe that's why they saying, "Don't worry, we're getting the bots ready." Oh my God, this is crazy. Like, because robots, they probably really can just go. No food. And they know if you're going to have people more at home anyway, because the bots are coming, they still had to eat. That's great. You thought of that transition, like, oh, in the future, we want more bots. Like, what about the people? Come on now. The people were here first. Give the people some credit. The bots probably got some of their ideas from us. The people still got to eat now. A bag of peanuts and bottle of Gatorade, a mini bottle of Gatorade, for probably like 4 hours at a time. You good. Y'all like, that's just like the basic, like, let a person eat, bro. You should have apples in the break room, something. I don't know if I'm telling everybody to trust work food, because some people, some jobs, they do the potlucks and stuff every now and then. But you might see them just have food out more or something. Maybe it's an idea. It's a great idea. And people coming to work during these times, like I said, if I'm a boss, I don't want nobody in there hungry, scared to tell me they hungry. I don't like that. Because if it was ever time like that for me, I always had at least somebody or somewhere I know I can go. And I ain't trying to be funny. Even if it's just for a bag of apples. And y'all know, it's really crazy. It's not a hidden truth or nothing, but it's crazy to think about it. While EBT being cut off, it's places that at the end of the night, they just throw the food away. It's crazy. It's been like that. They throw the food away. Some of it they might keep in a freezer and all of that. We learn this with food prep, but they gonna throw the other food away. When you get your food handler's license, you gotta learn about all that. Everything gotta have dates, and if it's past certain dates or temperatures, all kind of stuff, you gotta throw it out. And sometimes there don't be nothing wrong with it. It's just their date of when it should be thrown out. I noticed that, like, oh yeah, here the buns are going in the trash when this date say this. And then somebody coming right out there, bro, like, thank you, God. Even for the people that have to eat like that. Trouble don't last always. That's the quote. That's what he say. But some people, that's how I wouldn't say they all wait for it at the dumpster, but some people, they probably just eat like that. Might have to wait till something outside after the restaurant gone for the end of the night, or they might stop in there. You might be blessed. They just give you the food at the end of the night. I'm saying, even if you don't work there, but some people, if you work there, that's a blessing. Most food places, you get a discount or free meals and stuff like that if you are an employee. We're not talking about them kind of places. That's just automatic. Like we said, there's some positions that come with like meals, travel, whatever you got going on. And it's really crazy because food is a whole thing. It's a whole, like, one of those things that's sometimes covered by, like, the company or the employer that you might be working for. What about you? If you were over people in employment, you had your own business, would you think about feeding your employees more? I guess during times like these, would you think about leaving more fruits out and veggie trays, I guess? Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking like that. Like, I would want everybody to feel comfortable still. Because you don't have a business, they can't come to work. And the excuse is that I guess you need to be at work, you need food, but who wants you working? Like, oh, just get through it. You get paid Friday. Just eat what you can find, or The strong, they probably talk about it because people have survived, I'm sure, food crisis before in life. There's some stories out there, you know. That's why I don't like that. I just feel like any company. This just part two though. I was giving my reaction on part one. You can feel free to tune in to that if you missed that live from earlier, where I was more talking about her faith too. How I was listening to her story, and not I can't speak on her faith, but like when she was coming out, going to church and recording her album, more of the faith music and everything. Uh, it just seemed like people was quick to be like, "Oh, she's a fake Oh, she in church." They was just being weird, bro. You should be happy to see a young person too, and she had her baby there with her. I mean, to some people it was just a publicity stunt or a show, and they crazy. You want everything else these people do to be influenced, but with that, she got to be faking. It's just weird, in my opinion. Now, I do speak for her on that behalf. The- You know, you're building a small family, you're just starting off in the beginning of your life here. That's a great pit stop, even if it's a pit stop. I did say that, PIT. You like, man, I'm gonna stop by church today. I'm gonna step on in the church. Why would you ever say this? Even if it's a pit stop, like you living fast. Y'all know what living fast mean? Not saying she's doing it, but you could just be living fast when you young. It's like you making actions. Just sometimes it's okay to admit that you're making actions. Some people without guidance, just making them quick without acting or something. I don't know. But that's not one that you can make quick and regret for some people in their life. You don't sit there and discourage somebody on the internet and they actually try to step up in the church. Y'all can't blame her. The media, it followed them in what they do too now. It was like, yeah, look, Chrisean in church. And it was going viral, so that's cool. I thought it was cool. Her and her son looked nice. I didn't even go look up trying to see who the pastor was, what the church was. None of that meant nothing to me. If you say, let's just say you're a fan or something, or you saw that that person maybe didn't show that much side of their life before, that's okay. Give that person props where it's due. Because what's wrong with these people? Then, soon as you feel like the person living fast again, you're like, yo, see? We still don't know how often that young lady might go to church. Like, they just showed that because they did a concert out there too, like where she got to perform her. Remember, she even showed. I think, was it a was it baptism? I don't want to say it wrong, but they was doing something at the church. I think it was a concert too, though. So, so what? There was people in the community that probably liked what they did and they got together and stuff. But I'm saying they just mediatized that side. Like she probably go other times. We don't know. You don't discourage a person though for, cause you know being in this society and you see all your peers around. You're like, oh, throwing apples and oranges on the stage, talking about, oh, you doing church music, like that's not good, bro. It's at least that person. Even a pit stop is better. Some people never stop by there at all in their life. They really don't. And they be grown. They have a choice. They can go where they want to go. It really does matter to me. Like, leave Chrisean rock about it. I don't know. Now, you can't never stop the internet from saying what they saying about that. But about her, about the next person. I said with that, though, they're tripping. Now, you can't fault nobody. They try to find all the fault in it. Oh, that's fake. Like, you can't tell the young people, if we want to feel like that's a good influence, that was a good exhibition of influence, influential leadership at that time, and people wanted to listen to her album that might be talking about God and she coming to church and stuff. They can listen to that. They can feel like that's a positive influence. You know, hurry up and rush and say, oh, that's just an act. Look what she did to her baby. You got to forgive people. They don't know. They don't know. I believe that because it ain't just about people changing. Like, what if people need to find change? What do you mean? They need things that only God can give. They'll tell you that, but do they believe it? He says their mouths say they love me. God said it first. He said, but their hearts be far from me. It's something deep to really think about. Even as a poetic quote, how God says it in a parable. Because you could describe people any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but it was like that. Like, yeah, your mouth is like, oh, yeah, 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 I love God. And your heart, God just like shaking his head. It ain't even to be messy. That God ain't no messy God. He's a God of truth, though, and like order. Why we he don't side with us. He gets us to see the brighter side. You see, it ain't always about siding with you or siding with him or siding with them. Oh, is that person a fake Christian? They was just like, oh, she's fake. She's trying to show these women be trying to go run to God. Boy, I'm not mocking God with y'all with that. I won't. That's weird to say. It's just, how about you make it not your business at all? Just when you scroll through celebrities or anybody talking about their faith, why don't you just scroll past it? Like, why do it mean so much? Like, you have to type, that person's, that person ain't that. Yes, we've seen some artists grow right before us like that too in the media, and you try to put that person out there like that all you want to. Everybody's situation, circumstance is different. You gotta admit that, and no church gonna turn you at the door away at the door because you say, "Well, it's this." That's why I like to watch me a good church movie. Sometimes they got them right on Tubi. Any other, some of these they be like dramas, but it just, I like it because it shows that just because a person, some of them people have to come to the church doorstep. That's just a part of their story. What do you mean? That's why I said kind of like pit stop. You're not calling God a pit stop. No, that's not what I'm saying. But that's better for a person that's really living a fast life. They stop by there at some point in their life, or they stop by there, they made time. They know they needed something. They was looking for it. And why would you discourage? Why? I use that word, discourage. That's what you're doing with some of the comments talking about these young ladies that's running to God. And maybe you believe they're really doing it too. So it's like, what's the issue? Something about they're pretending, or, oh, God ain't gonna accept them. They call themselves putting marks on people. You're marked. God can't accept you. God loves women. I know that much. He loves women. He loves children. God loves everybody. But I think they tripping with that one. Like, and you putting the whole sex on it. Like, who chooses to love God? Why would that be anybody? See how invasive people can be. They're just comments and opinions at the end of the day, because you shouldn't, like I was saying on part one, nobody should be going to church anyway just for like, oh, I'm trying to be seen as this or that. That's what people try to accuse you of. But even if you is struggling with that, I'm telling people tonight, you shouldn't be going for that. Like, you already starting off, like, what are you coming there for? For the same thing you deal with in the world? Like, because you don't really even have to go to church either. You don't have to go to any type of mass. We're not discouraging people from doing it. We know I'm not. Like I just said, that's good that the young lady, if she did try to go and it was publicized, so what? And they did a concert out there and said it had an interview with the pastor, so what? I want to know, why was people so pressed about it? Because it was Chrisean Rock? God know who, y'all, let me tell y'all something. God knows who to get a hold of too sometimes. I'm starting to believe that. Like, he'll let you think that person off they rockers, everything. I don't care. Like, let them be them. They have their own self-will. Who are they? But he know who to he know who to use to get the people. It sure got people attention. If a person want to go get their baby baptized, them baptized, they can do that. They family baptized. I noticed some people, they like, it's like a memorable thing, you know. So they like to keep maybe photos or like the certificate. But at the end of the day, it's kind of really more supposed to be about for your personal growth, I guess, depending on how you look at your religion or faith. Like, clearly people do believe in these type of ceremonies and stuff for a reason, because they'll call other things like this or that, but baptism is a ceremony in itself, pretty much. It's like, but the Bible in the book of Acts kind of more describes it as it's a spiritual act too. Like, it's not just, oh, I'm dipping you down in water, or I'm sprinkling holy water. Like, it's supposed to mean something, you know what I'm saying? Or for that person, I guess, that's being baptized, or I don't know. But we can't look at, I guess, baptism. You can look at it different if that's the only way you can. It has to be like some kind of spiritual side to it. Like, clearly people don't just do that. Obviously they believe it does something for them. They believe in the process. Maybe it makes them feel rebirth or purified, or hey, I don't know. But why are people worried about it? That's my question. Like, why are they, do you want to be baptized? Do you want to go to church? Do you need a greater love in your life? Because anytime a person goes in there, that shouldn't be a problem. On the internet, depending on who they were. It shouldn't even be our business. Like, it's that person and their faith, and between them and God, right? People be quick to say this between me and God. Okay, so let that apply for other people. They don't want you to have a me and God, but it's okay for everything with them to be just them and God. Some things just me and God. Don't you know it's other people that feel like that? That's all right. If she want to bring her baby there, get baptized, any of that, like I said. Now, that's why maybe they will make that a law in the future. Maybe people's spiritual beliefs and what they do, I don't know, some kind of more of a protection rights to it or something. Protection for the, I mean, because that's pretty crazy if your change is that drastic. Let's not even say the change, just a change in your maybe choice of places that you're going, like church. If it make the news, who were you before? Like, what? No, seriously, y'all, like, who did a person have to be? Have y'all seen the Color Purple though? When that girl stepped in the church at the end of the movie, everybody was shocked. She came in through the door singing that song. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a great recommendation. Talk about scary. It's really crazy. I shouldn't joke about it, but it is scary. But anyway, she came through. That's what when the movie got better though. Like, she came through the door singing. Everybody was shocked. She wasn't singing that blues juke joint music that she was singing before. That's what the movie was trying to show us. She wasn't singing that no more. The famous song though of that movie is called "God is Trying to Tell You Something." The girl's dad would not deal with her. He would not talk to her. Y'all know how the movie go. The girl's dad was a pastor. He and people still followed him, even though that movie is from an older time. You know, it's like even the people that went there, they like, well, he don't deal with his daughter. We ain't. I don't know what it was, y'all, but it's like I wouldn't say they didn't deal with her. They just already kind of knew that he didn't. It's really crazy that they knew that and they didn't accept her either or something. It was just crazy because they all looked back like, oh my God, they was shocked she came through the door and she was singing like that. And she wasn't singing blues music this time. Like, whoa. Then they hug. They crying and hugging at the front of the church. It touches everybody when that part come on. Everybody be crying. If you've seen the movie, you know, you know, you know. But yeah, she hugs her dad at the end of the movie. It was like an acceptance back into the fold or something. But you have to pay attention to that part because they act like that didn't happen. And that church was like They kind of would shun her too when they look at her like, oh, she be singing down there at that club. Now that I'm older, that it's just funny because maybe they didn't understand like fully that parts of the movie, like in a deeper way, what she was going through. She was already black during a time like that. Keep up with me. She was already black. Then your dad has a more prominent we ain't gonna say more prominent, but back then probably so, yes. He might have had some work he did outside of the church, but mostly he was a pastor. So it probably wasn't easy for her to have a parent. I ain't gonna just say easy. I don't know why people be thinking, oh yeah, they have an easy life. Their parent is that. That's crazy. She still chose like that's the whole reason he didn't talk to her. Back then, I guess it was just like he looked at it, but God saw him too. He looked at it as like a family disgrace, or he was embarrassed of his daughter. And she was popular. She was traveling. She was like a singer or something like that, a blues singer, and they didn't agree with the kind of music. He said it was secular. Ray Charles went through the same thing, y'all. I ain't saying that's what Chrisean going through, but these situations where it's like chose they choose their lifestyle, but somebody close to them might have been more in the church, or they grew up in church and they don't be agreeing. Didn't Aretha Franklin went through that a little bit? Like they start off at church and they really don't want to let them branch out like into that lifestyle. But if they do so happen to go sign a contract anyway, uh that Whitney Houston movie showed us that too. What was it called? Sparkle. The sisters wanted to be singers, and the mother didn't agree with it. She was very against it, and the type of singing they wanted to do at the type of clubs. But they like, mama, we gotta do them out here for us to blow up. So they had to start sneaking out. If you haven't seen Sparkle, oh, I was talking about the new version, but that's kind of how it went on both sides. Just sometimes they go through that. At least in their story, she was able to mend that back. It showed us that life is short. Her father was like an older man. And it wasn't that she fell in love with God to win the love of her father. That's what was deep about that movie, In the Color Purple. Like, no, she had some type of deep, just so happened, deep transfer. Something happened to her. She didn't care what her dad was talking about before that. She was out there singing and the secular music and doing what she wanted to do. That's why it was such a powerful part of that movie. Because it was like, without even saying words, just through her singing a song, he he already understood what time it was. Her coming through the door like that, that pastor knew. Ooh, God got a hold of my daughter. I ain't trying to cry, y'all, but that part of the movie always make everybody cry. I don't care who you are. Go watch The Color Purple. I think people don't know, but it's a few of those other celebrities. They started in churches. Their family was kind of like against them really even going. And the music industry was probably different back then, but they still was against them going. They really didn't want them to go sing and be in their lifestyle. It makes me think these days too. It don't hurt to think about it. Do not think in the 20s and all that too, 30s, 40s, 50s. Some of them parents was trying to tell they youngsters. That's what's crazy. Like, no, you need to finish school. We don't want you going in that. You need to be focused on this and that. Them young people weren't trying to hear that. Them young groups and bands and stuff back then, they was all trying to make it to the top. Singing on the street corners, singing in the juke joint clubs and stuff. I love to watch me a good documentary about the music industry back then. I swear, I'm like, either I was a singer back then probably and I don't know it, or it just looked really, especially like the 40s, it looked like a great time. They Gatsby period or something. Everybody, it probably still was a lot of segregation and crazy stuff, but still music was that one thing that just like somehow, some way, it was gonna bring people together, baby. You don't want to stop that today? Why would they do that? Mm-mm. And shout out, I mean, we still appreciate music artists and stuff out there too. I think people don't take enough time. We just been coming down their throat, and we've lost a lot of greats just in 2025 alone. I ain't trying to make this a sensitive topic. We've lost a lot of great, just hit history making artists this year alone. Y'all gotta let us have time to process all this stuff. Then we intake in the new artists and what they're going through. We know nobody just like live forever in that way or nothing, but I've been holding it in secret. That's why I said, man, let me start this music review channel where you actually been a little sadder than what you showed about some of the I ain't gonna just say celebrities, musicians that we've lost, like singers and stuff. I've been sad. I ain't gonna say every day. I ain't gonna even say you shake it off, but it's like, hey, it's all having tolls and effects at the same time. For anybody that want to, dang, the people don't feel this. Yeah, we feel it. We lost some great artists this year, and all on top of all of this, and what the new artists going through. New artists still trying to make it in the dough. It's just a lot at one time, man. I just encourage any of the young ones there, or the ones trying to get in there. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Like, some jobs is gonna include the food, travel, and all of that. You gotta read that stuff. But any job telling me I can't get a lunch break or go eat or something, you gotta expect a person to act erratic. Don't call them crazy. If you even playing like that, like, am I here working? What? A person has to, that's the quote. I'm saying it one last time for the stream for tonight. It said a man that don't work don't eat. And they tried to make everybody live that quote. So you can't reverse it, and they working and they not eating ever, bro. Or it really is changing the course of history then. It's changing that whole quote. Oh, it's more than a quote. I forgot. That one is in the Bible. So you can't flip-flop that. Like, oh yeah, now y'all go to work and figure out how you gonna eat. No, bro. That's not the way that was written right there. We gotta have a little, all I called it was a bridge over water. We gotta figure out something with that. The working people, we gotta make sure they eat. Even if it's the basic minimum, at least offer it. Now you can't say you wouldn't work. I mean, that's too close to slavery even. The basic minimum, your job's willing to do that. Companies, are they gonna be able to do that? Or will they have to? Like, you want people to stay here 8, 10, 12 hours? There needs to be food in the brain. It ain't never been like that at no job. It's wishful thinking. They might have it in there sometimes, like I said. If you work at a food establishment, we're not talking about y'all. We already know y'all get discounts, y'all get free meals, because I've had I've had food jobs. I'm talking about like other companies where people just come and do different type of work. You expect them to go 18, 12 hours. Like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna eat when I get home. People probably like, Arthur Tedder Sherry, some people been going through that, but I never agreed with that. And then, well, wait till Friday, wait till next week. That's been a problem. People's having to live paycheck to paycheck, even if they didn't get food stamps. What they do get is paycheck to paycheck for sure. I just hope a few bridges over the water, we can still, because sometimes maybe you can't stop the water here. But ain't nobody putting down sand, bridges. Yes, there are people out there actively like, I need to get more proactive myself in finding out. Like, I thought it to myself. I ain't gonna even say it out loud, but like food pantries and stuff. Now is a great time to donate or even maybe go work and help in your local communities too. The people that think they still finna be eating fast food and stuff, I don't know. They gotta have the people coming to work. And then, like I said, you gotta be feeding your people too. That ain't even your customers coming in yet, being able to afford your fast food, because now They're trying to save $1. They're going to have to save $1 plus more. That's okay, because, yeah, you're telling people to go to work. That's going to be a transition, but hopefully these job doors swing open for the masses, too. I don't know. It's just a crazy, crazy, crazy. If these other things on the side like that, like thinking what I just said, can't have people out here. It don't say a man that that work don't eat. That's crazy. So I just wonder, I don't know, like what kind of stipulations, like during the pandemic, they just end up giving out stimulus checks and stuff. And people got extra EBT benefits. I was reminding people that some of these people got extra EBT benefits for at least a year and a half, 2 years while the pandemic was going on. Sorry to tell people business, but they did. Cause we was all in the same boat then. We was all in the same boat then. In a blink of an eye. But yeah, pretty much if you were under a certain income threshold, you might have qualified for they call them STEMIs. STIMMY. I don't know what they're gonna end up doing, but see, you gotta have enough food produced for. I just don't think people gonna be going to fast food places as much or out to eat. I think it was already probably changing a little bit, but no, people finna prefer to cook at home more, bro. If they haven't been thinking about it, whew, now is a good time. Like, you gonna go out there to Chili's and get a 2 for 20. You can get a grocery meal with $20. Probably last you 4 days. You gonna eat that night. What you gonna do the next day? The next day. If people want to spend their money like that, if you can, spend it. But you might want to watch that during the after November 1st time. What everybody talking about? You just gonna be out there still eating Chili's and everywhere, and people don't have food stamps. Is that rude in y'all opinion? Is that rude, daughter? If other people have their food stamps off and you still going to IHOP and Chili's? No, them the places I was saying be throwing food away at night though. It'd be crazy, bro. Like restaurants be doing it. At least the grocery stores, they be giving it. I think they give it to food banks and stuff. They rather do that too than just throw it outside. They might want to go give it to a community food center. Those grocery retailers. I think fast food places, some of them do. Some of them they probably, I don't know. I think with their policies, it's like they gotta throw it away. Like they need to start taking that to food community centers too. All that excess food restaurants be having and throwing away. Talking about us, the people, the taxpayers are wasteful. I don't know. Some people might be though. I've been working on that a lot in my life. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, my eyes was just magnified in a way. Even if it don't look like it's something I'm working on. Because some people, you're going to have a lot of stuff at a time, too. A lot of times because you have kids. And it ain't just you. But you want to make sure you're not being like... I've been looking at that for some years now. Looking is the beginning of... You don't want to stay stuck in the looking at it process. Because you got to see... what it is first, okay? But then I was like, yeah, more and more every little bit a day more. I do feel like I'm working on it in my life. Like I don't want to be like wasteful. I've been working on it though. It's just like an attribute. It's a beautiful thing. Like if you could see something about yourself, people be scared of it. Like okay, well, see what could happen if you want to change that. It's an attribute you deal with. Are you a wasteful person? I'm thinking wasteful. I ain't just talking about like with money. Like when you have substances at a time or like food. I don't care what it is. Like, are you wasteful? I ain't just talking about the restaurants and stuff. So I didn't want them to think I'm picking on them like restaurant retailers. It's just an idea. Maybe instead of throwing this stuff out at the end of the night, they can go give it to some of these community food banks. Okay? All the food. That's a way that people are still helping each other. Because you can't say the taxpayers don't contribute to fast food too. They talking about, oh, we contribute to the EBT. You paying taxes every time you buy it. You're paying some type of tax on your food is what I'm saying. Every time you go buy fast food, you know, you don't have a problem with that. Not saying you should. I'm not saying either or the or. It's just like what people's opinions of food. Like it's a beautiful thing. Like to see so many people like how they really feel about it, from the health side of just food and the health benefits to all this other stuff with food lately. Cause like those restaurants and stuff, I'm sure that would be a great thing for them to donate their food to places that be helping people with food already. What y'all think about that? They should change those FDA policies wherever it stated that you can't that you got to throw the food out at the restaurants with these changes. I don't know, but because you can't make people sick. I know nothing to be wrong with their food though. Sometimes they just be throwing it. It's just crazy. People found that crazy, but they want to call the people out here wasteful, which some of us are. Like, I ain't gonna say us now because I've been working on that in my life. I rather it's okay. Like, the minimal to other people might be minimal. Like, you worked to get to that. You don't need to be wasteful. Why do you why do you need extra of everything all the time? I think some people feel like I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, but if you working on transitioning out of being just more, even when you didn't notice it, like damn, I just wasted all of that or all of this, or why not work on it? You know, you just one person, but the more people that work on being wasteful, the more resourceful we all become. It's crazy. We really, what I'm saying is, we really, on an average basis, especially in America, we be having more substance than the average person maybe in a third world country. And I see how people can naturally accidentally fall into to just being wasteful. Like, you so used to having so much substance around you at one time, like of anything, food, clothing. You used to just like convenience and like having a lot of everything at one time. You gotta be careful though. If you feel like you the type of person that can have a lot of stuff at one time, you gotta be careful in where you how I don't know. I guess just not falling into that wasteful cycle, like because like we said on part one, just as quick as you God gives, He does take away. It's a whole bigger change just happening. Some people say it's the introduction maybe of New World Order. Who knows? But I feel like we all been being called to change, especially during that pandemic. It was just first I didn't understand what people meant with that. Like, oh, it's just a pandemic. Like they like, no, this is a call for change in our lives. Like people were saying everything. I feel like this is that time too. Just like that's why I brought up the whole wasteful thing. Like wherever we can still save substance, I guess, even in these crazy times. It would be the lastest hour to think about it. What do people mean? We don't just mean this at home. Like, why are restaurants still allowed to throw out food then? You want to take it to what people can eat and all this different stuff with EBT. That is crazy. When restaurants been throwing out food at the end of the night. That's crazy, bro. Nobody buys a burger. This is my point. Nobody buys a burger or any kind of meal and they don't pay a tax on that meal. Like I said, unless your employer or somebody is funding these meals, okay? That might have been something of what she was trying to describe. She might have been going through. Like if a person come into some, you say you're gonna cover that, you could think, oh, what is this person complaining? Like that don't look good on your part. You can't feed your people, or people shouldn't be. I don't know. Like don't make people think that's something a part of what you're gonna be doing while they working and you're not doing it. That's a whole inconvenience for anybody. I would think, cause like on that level, you can't really probably DoorDash and Uber Eats all the time like you want to. I don't see why not. But yeah, they probably have to have the food more in house. I'm glad she talking about that, cause it's like no thanks. I don't want to be in a house with all them people on the baddies or bad girls club or none of that. But it's interesting on none of the other ones. You never heard them. You never heard them say nothing like that. Like they look like they be having fun on there. If anything, doing their makeup all the time, going out. You've never heard none of them say like on Jersey Shore or Bad Girls Club. None of those shows. America's Next Top Model. It showed them eating. It showed them going out to eat and everything. When I used to watch that, they eat around the house and everything. I don't know who was funding it. Maybe Chrisean Rock need to go on there for real. Go talk to Tyra Banks, sis. For real, like I think she should give it a shot though. I ain't saying with Tyra Banks, but just modeling. Like maybe find if she end up having to a different niche. Not saying she has to. You can model and be in music. Start your own lines, brands, something. Cause she'll maybe she'll grow into it. Like the business ventures, the ideas, and what works more for her and Junior is what I mean. Versus just what some studio and all of them is making off of what you bring to the table and stuff like that. Cause that's crazy. That people will bring you whole owner, invite you to stuff. What? To humiliate you? People didn't want to believe that's real. She didn't. They tried to do that to on a few streams she got on. Like, just come on there. I do see what she talking about a little bit. Like, dang, the person trying to work, make their money, do the interview, get out there. But she was on interviews in the past, kind of acting up too. I did see that. Like, they probably trying to bring you on there and stuff when you was with Blueface, and other times you can't be on them people's stage cutting up and stuff, man. But this time around, she's cool. She's sitting back, she chilling. That's the thing too. Like the first time you choose to start living different, you're not gonna automatically see results. Like sometimes you'll go through that too. God just trying to see like what side you're gonna stay on too. Sometimes with us, cause like that don't mean people not gonna still test you because you chose to change. If I said that right, yeah. They just you looking at God like, what's going on? Like, oh honey, you chose to go back to church. You chose to, more lean on God and me and your faith. It don't mean people not going like, test you, bother you and stuff. But now when she trying to go to work, do streams, people's on there saying stuff, messing with her. They kicking her off the streams, stuff like that. Like she should start her own podcast or something. I don't know. Maybe it's coming. Cause whatever she been going through with those interviews, they be trying to be funny. What? Like that's what I said. Why wouldn't people believe that? People set up a whole interview just to humiliate you. Cause you know that's what you came to do. That's ain't that like stealing from the other person, or they feel like they paying you? Oh, this is my chance to snake you real quick, humiliate you. Like, nobody want to get money like that. They start to get a headache because everybody want to snake you somehow just for the money. Like, what? It's crazy. Wouldn't y'all say, mate? Like, literally, it's like just being paid to be snaked or something. Nobody want to go through that. Then they be mad like, well, you don't want to get this money? What? Person don't want to be in no interview feeling, because usually y'all go into the agreement where it's promotion for the podcast and for the person's brand or whatever y'all got going. It should never just be. That's why people be getting mad on those interviews. They be getting, but these days they do like live stream interviews and stuff. So people do be getting mad on those. Like they feel like, oh, we had this impression. We get on here, you're actually trying to humiliate me, type of deal. But once you learn how to carry yourself through that type of stuff, I think anybody they'll be okay. Cause it ain't promised that somebody invites you on their show, they stage, they platform, somewhere, even if it's a place, and they whole intention, they knew that's why they invited you. I feel like Chrisean Rock be going through that, like they just want this, and they paying you to come over there, like, oh yeah, you gonna make your cut, come on over here on this podcast, like, come on, bro. I guess some people they just not built for that, bro. Like they'll still get mad. She'll get mad right there on the stream with some of them. Like, look, bro, this ain't what I signed up for. Now I'm here, I'm on the stage. That's why some people love her. They feel like, oh, okay, she just be herself. Like, if she get mad on the stream or on one of the interviews, it looked to me like she just been trying to get back to work after the baby. After having a baby, she just trying to get back to work. She back on the stream, she back in interviews, Getting back to work don't have to, if that ain't working though, with anybody, getting back to work or the work you used to, switch the work up, I guess. Then they want to get mad because people do that. Don't people have to make a living? They don't have time for you to be dissing them on interviews and stuff. She could go into acting, modeling, start her own podcast. Don't nobody have time for that, bro. Maybe it's just crazy, bro. Like, you want people to come on these shows and interviews and be humiliated for your brand, for your name, so you can make money. Like, of course, they have to be getting paid. They have to be getting a cut, bro. And I'm not saying it's right to get paid to be humiliated. That's weird. Like, oh, you need some money? Okay, you gotta let me humiliate you. I might not put it in your face, but I'm gonna humiliate you. People should watch that in their life, because money, I see why they say it's the root of all evil now. Like, if you look at it that way, like, what if some people think like that? Like, ain't no free help. Like, I'm going to humiliate you somewhere in your life. Even when you don't see it coming somewhere, I had to help you, here comes humiliation. I gave you a deal, you making more money. Yep, that's weird. And people saying, well, it's some type of, they'll call this success elevation. This young lady tried to go to church, and it was like publicly displayed and stuff, and publicized. And people like, oh, she ain't gonna change. That ain't gonna last long. What, the image? The image? Because a person trying to, like, ask God for guidance in their life, even if it's a pit stop. I think I was saying that on part 1. At the church, they stop by there. That's better than some people will ever do. I've heard a lot of powerful stories of people that, like, secretly went to church. I ain't gonna say they went there, like, they secretly, no, but it was just them, like, and they went and they stopped by a church. Like, I've heard a lot of stories about that through a person's dark time. Like, they didn't even walk in. They just feel like they end up, out of all they was going through, they feel like they end up stopping past the church. Like, I listen to people's stories like that. They stopped in front of a church, or they end up passing a church. Like, I have a story. I was starting this new job orientation. And so, of course, I didn't know where the, like, specific place was. And it was crazy. You know how it is on maps sometimes. Like, you got to turn around a few times because you keep missing where it is. It was one of them type of situations. Okay, so long story short, I finally made it there. I think it was when it was time to go home. Now you lost again. I wouldn't say I was lost, but it was like the same thing. I kept turning around trying to find my way. And what was so crazy, y'all, I was like, well, let me pull over. I just pulled over to like the nearest place trying to set my maps back up or something. And I promise, I just happened to look out the passenger window. It was a church. It just meant something to me. It was the name of the church too. Oh, y'all don't even want me to say the name, but it was just like a random church. And I had to stop right there. But I promise it was a random place. I stopped just to get my maps back right. Like, put my address and stuff back in there right. Whatever I was, wherever I was trying to get back home from this orientation, as a matter of fact. So y'all want to know the name of the church was called, yeah, I ain't gonna say what it was called. But just know it was powerful. It was like I was meant to see not just the church or go in the church. That's why I don't feel like people understand when God is like trying to get through to somebody or they trying to get through to him. Like, that's just different, bro. What they might be going through. If you believe people can submit themselves to other things, if you believe people are, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't find it real, but it was real. I looked out that driver's side window and it had a cross and it had some words. And I was just stuck for a minute looking at it. Like, well, maybe I should. I promise. I was like, it just be the moments alone. I know God real. Where nobody can tell you what you felt in that moment. Anyways, I just thought to myself, like, maybe I should sit here for a second in this parking lot. I thought I'd pull over just to fix my maps, my Google Maps, but maybe I should just sit here. It just meant something for a second. Maybe it was God also saying, like, look, you're gonna find your way home, cause maybe I was a little worried about it. For real, it was like God was saying, look, it was just like you didn't even ask for it. That's what you call love. It's like God was like, you're gonna find your way home. And it was the name of the church. It just made it feel like I was supposed to read it, or it was talking about me. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I feel it different when that young lady is going to church and they publicize that. You got to give her. It's not about giving her credit. She's trying to show the glory of God. Like, hey, even I'm unworthy. That's what she went to church and said. Like, that's pretty much what she's saying. Even I'm unworthy. Who is any of us? Like, people try to look at her like, yeah, this is where she messed up. Maybe they should just say they feel like it's so sad they don't have no hope. But as she's showing everybody, if you with God, anything is possible too. hmm Especially for him, cause that's really be people main topic. Like for the baby, anything possible. Y'all don't know what calling or what God had for that young man to do. That guy Stephen Hawking, I bring him up a lot. I think his name was Stephen Hawkins, or the guy that was in a wheelchair and stuff. He couldn't even talk or write or nothing. Like, he was one of the top geniuses. They have special technology today. Technology gonna get to the point, even if you can't speak or you might be mute, or I'm telling y'all, they gonna have ways for these people to be able to live their lives. Just because we don't think about it every day, they've been out here working on some. I do feel like some of the experiments is crazy, but some of the other ones, they are to actually help correct certain conditions, or at least assist people with these conditions so they're able to still maybe communicate, right? Things we don't think about. He might end up with his own chair where he can maneuver around. Like, they crazy. Just want to, like, oh, just because a person, I think she would probably, that's what people saying, like, you will get a lot of content views and stuff, us watching. Maybe she feel like they would be putting more spotlight, because God will do that too, like, make you face your vulnerabilities for a little while. I didn't understand it at first either, but just make you face them for a little while. That way, when he actually bring you through, can't nobody say that it was God. Because how can somebody deny God making you face your vulnerabilities? You don't need nobody to put your vulnerabilities in your face. Usually, a person knows their vulnerabilities. If they don't, I mean, look at how life teaches them. Because we all have them. People just are good at using things to cover them. Let's not get it twisted. A person that truly you see God making them face that and they standing up facing it, I don't know, you can try to challenge that, but I just say I rather accept in life that we all have vulnerabilities. That's not something that people like to let hang and show every day. God knows that. But if he's dealing with a person, maybe that's why people fear the purification processes and self-awareness processes and stuff like this. If he feel like it's something you need to face, your vulnerabilities, like why is that scary to people? Their real selves. Because of course it just showed it more to me for you to point out somebody else's. You got so many people in the world doing that right now, especially because they can do it on the internet. It's what they love to do. To me, I'm like, it's not fixing the problem, because to me it's just showing where it's more of a problem. Because why are you pointing out and directing the crowd to somebody's like whole vulnerabilities? Let's talk about a little bit what a vulnerability might be. Just those we might personally. Sometimes it ain't even a vulnerability. You just think it's that, but vulnerabilities are real. Nobody really wants to like deal with those or face those. Nobody even wants to feel like they're carrying those. That's pretty much why most people submit and surrender to money. Now imagine submitting and surrendering to money when you're and it makes your vulnerabilities appear more at any given time that a person want them to. They like, okay, at any time I'm gonna use this money over your head. That's why you don't want to give the devil power in that way. You can't stop him from tempting you with it, because he even tempt Jesus with it. You know, it is funny. He tempt Jesus exactly with that money. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. But he also tempted people around Jesus with it. So that's crazy to think about. Like, even if people went, I don't believe the Bible a real story. I don't care. Even if it was a made up one, you gotta admit there's some knowledge in some of these stories that we can benefit from. How a person running from their vulnerabilities take a contract, money, and feel like they fixing their life. But now, as soon as they don't, I don't know, as soon as they go against the grain about something, their vulnerabilities are easily shown again. That's weird. It's like they'll put the spotlight back on it. Oh, will this person do drugs? Oh. Look how they hurry up and show Little Nas X walking down the street. All this crazy stuff. Like, yeah, look at this person's vulnerabilities. It's become a bore. I'm trying to say it nicely. Like, people gotta be humiliated to get paid. Like, well, at least you're getting paid. Huh? You gotta go do something really humiliating. Really low. The devil like, yeah, I give you some. Boy, y'all better stop trusting the devil money. God helping us all to stop. Just maybe he want to show the people a new way, a new thing, because this is crazy. And he know it's your free will choice. Why do you think the devil uses manipulation tech? All of that. I bring that to God into consideration, right? Because maybe we find God very real, but some of us take this very serious. Like, okay, God, I'm trying to do this faith thing and walk the straight line. Like, the devil really be out here tempting people, though. Like, not trying to use it as an excuse to God, but like, hey, what are you trying to show me about this? Or have I shown you enough, like, that I'm seeing this, I'm learning it? Like, you talking about the whole devil here, like, he like, yeah, I give you some money, seeming nice, but on the other side, it's all kind of humiliation and like, what? Oh, vulnerabilities, people being stripped for those, because like I said, I feel like God would do it too, just for a greater good or purpose. Because it's really not a bad thing to see your vulnerabilities. But of course, if you're using it as a punishment to somebody, every time, every time I don't like something you do, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show you your vulnerabilities. I don't know if people know they be doing it, but maybe sometimes it is intentional. Like people just used it. I'm gonna show you your, like a person don't want everybody knowing those. Of course, they would want to know the better things about them, what makes them who they are, and what makes them cool and special. Why would people want you to know their vulnerabilities? What makes them weak? What makes them sleep? What they gotta eat to keep from farting? Like, come on, bro. Their vulnerabilities. It's just weird. That's what they use, though. It's really crazy how I just felt that real quick out of nowhere. It's like a tipsy turvy, like you just going with the waves, but these waves are really hidden. Like they really impacting some people too. If you're not like riding with the waves, but it's a whole thing they're doing. Like I wouldn't say with this situation who's worse, cause like I understand people need money, but it's like from the whole devil, it can be nothing but manipulation, humiliation, some kind of vulnerability on the other side. The whole devil, like, yeah, I give you some money, and people like, oh, he's so cool. He just waiting to the right time. Like, yeah, now I remember when I gave you that money. Oh, now I gotta be humiliated. Now I gotta be my vulnerabilities got to be put on display again. I needed $20 from Satan. That shit is just crazy. I mean, it's crazy to say it that way, but that's how it really is out here. Do people want to keep? Maybe God is. It's a call. Like, hey, make up your mind now. What did they think the quote unquote mark of the beast was supposed to be about? Like, oh, well, I needed to eat or I needed this or that. So I went ahead and got humiliated. The whole world just gonna be walking around here humiliated. Because everybody put their energy and power and, oh yeah, we worship the dollar. It's crazy. Now, if the dollar turn on everybody and you gotta, the only way you can make it is to humiliate yourself. Right now, they feel like working is proud. So you're not humiliating yourself when you work. Others argue you are. Like, you should get a pay raise every year. I don't know, it's a lot to it. Like, you doing it, you are spending time away from your family, your home, you're sacrificing other things, you know. So I guess it's depend on how people look at it, but it made me think about my life more. Like, hey, Satan, can I borrow $100? I'm one of those people that's elevated in the spirit to know Satan gonna hurry up and say, yeah, you need 100. Here's 10,000, but it's you, Satan. Like, he's just waiting. He's waiting on that call. What do y'all mean? I don't talk about my real spiritual life on here. I ain't heard. Man, that's why I know some testimonies it gotta be God, cause maybe you feel like that for real. Like the devil just waiting, waiting on the phone to call, and he know I know his number. What you mean? I know exactly where to find somebody that know where he is. I mean, just like how God know, like I feel like God know the level we be on, right? Like he told you not to steal the cookies 10 times. You not 12 no more, you 14. He know you understand what he said. It's like that. The devil see us in that light too. Like I know this person know they can call me for $100. Something is different with this person. Like, this person ain't called. He at least studying. Like, you make hell stop. Like, what? This person ain't called for no money. I'm telling you, cause the devil used to everybody put all they living soul and energy into money, bro. So you just shocked when a few people like no more. The devil like, man, he bringing it up too, the temptations and everything. Like, I know you need this. I know you want that. I know how it must be. the temptations of the young people all of us are facing these days, like the devil want us to. Maybe it's a test that none of us can ignore. Look at your lives when it comes to money too. Okay, so he know you know where to reach him, call him, get it. He like, this person ain't called. And it's so crazy. It could be a whole different reason why. Like, I'm seeing it now. Like, you want a person to be humiliated on the other side. Me and the devil will be arguing, and that's pointless. I argue him down till he shut up. He'll be like, I don't be doing that, devil. Now, you know you a liar. You know I know. Why you think you wondering why? This person ain't called for no money. I ain't finna call the devil for nothing else, man. That's different. You offering and tempting it. You can do that all you want to. They say that's what the devil do. But just me calling like, yeah, come on. This where I'm gonna be. This what I need. And another person can look at it as a blessing. Like, ooh, I want that connect. You want that connection to the devil? Have it. Have it. You think you take it to my spot in line for that? I wasn't even in line for that. I promise I wasn't. I've been really actually trying to work. You better ask the devil himself. Like, boy, yeah, that person, I've been having to see or try to see what this person do. I ain't even got the call that I would usually get. This person ain't... Cuz, or you mean to tell me that I done caught on to it's some type of humiliation on the other side of every dollar, every cent. And now I'm supposed to, things are being cut off. Not me. Not me. Like, I don't know. Offered and tempted. Like I said, that's different. Like, here, do you want this? You tell the devil no. Sometimes he don't like that either. Like, paying attention. Yeah, you're the tempter. You're the tester. You see what I'm saying? I can say no. It's just like, what? When you start doing this? You didn't call? You didn't call? Even hell said, Teddy Sherry ain't called the hell hotline. I really have a powerful testimony. I'm going to tell it one day, bro. I ain't going to be able to tell it. It was a song we used to sing. Like, you can't tell it all in one day anyway. You need 1,000 tongues to say what God has done. What you mean? And they was like, well, I don't see no money around that person. And the whole testimony got something to do with that. They better stop it. Quit denying. He said something about denying they will have a form of godliness, right? This one scripture. He said in the last days, people gonna be like that. False prophets, they described them as this, a form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. They mean on other people's life too. You see God. Talking about, well, I don't see no money. Well, you can't be looking at this like the Bible was talking about. I'm serious. Like, that was some people deliverance. Money, that root to that energy in itself. Giving themselves over to that first. We ain't talking about people. You're not talking about things and places. For some people, it was that too. Like, maybe it was that too. You willing to turn over and be humiliated for every dollar? Whatever awakening I was going through, that money can stay over there, Lord. For now, like, I didn't mean you to get that deep into it. Now, we all got to work and eat. But I have to watch that because it's like, you just gonna stand there and here, you need 10,000. Like, I don't know the devil. Here, you need 1,000. You need $100. Like, I don't know the devil. And that's crazy because he be like, it probably was some times where he like, look, God, he took it. That is just childish. Ain't I seen how childish the devil took it? Look, God, she took it. She called me. Look, and he laughing and giggling. Look, God, she just took $100 from me. I'm the devil. I don't know. Should I write a book, y'all? Should I still write my book? I just want to tell a testimony. Some parts of it, they're going to be like, is this real? Or is it a fantasy story? It's going to be real. I'm telling y'all now. One of them I was writing was called, I copyrighted this. I really did. That's the God honest truth. This one was called Secret Affair. But it wasn't about, like, I forgot what the subtitle was, but it was gonna be called Secret Affair. And I wanted everybody to think I was talking about a man. Anybody can try to copy this one right here, but it was just gonna hit different if I write it, because I was gonna be like, kind of like how Solomon wrote his pieces, should I say. Like, he would try to describe his love for God, but it would sound like he talking about a woman, that type of deal. But I just thought it would be cool for like a woman to do it, not in like a mockery or nothing like that. Like, if anything, like, Solomon, I feel you, but I'm a woman. And then I want to talk about God like this, and it being called Secret Affair. It was gonna be called Secret Affair because you just felt like, even if you wanted to be, it got to that point in your faith, like, you wanted the relationship to be more open with God. You didn't want it to be a secret affair, but you might have went through, people want it to be now, like, no, they don't exist, that ain't there, that ain't, no. And they even try to man, I'm glad I didn't write it fully yet, or if the little bit I got some more for it. It's just gonna be better now, like, with the more that I've experienced. Like, I feel like, because with some relationships, maybe that's real, you, them turbulent times, they actually bring you closer. I don't care, they could be with your kids, your family, your dog. You ain't seen your dog in 2 weeks because you was on a work vacation. You come back home, your pet is all over you. Like, y'all had a separation period, and it brings you, and the devil hate that. He know that's real. Like, the devil know love, he just hate love. Like, he know love too. That's why he can't stand it. It like irritates his devil skin when he feels it around. Like, if it's like the devil can feel love too from a mile away. I'm trying to teach people. It's just in a way, like, it actually irritates him. Like, he can't help it. You know what I'm saying? He's like the total opposite. His job is to destroy that. Steal, kill, and destroy. If I can't destroy the love, I'ma steal it. That's what this means. That scripture that say he come to steal, kill, and destroy, he go through all three options. If I can't steal it, I gotta kill it. If I can't kill it, I gotta try to destroy it. But when he go through all three, he know that's not to be touched. Like, I done tried to steal, kill, and destroy this love, whatever it is. He be trying to attack in people's life. But like I said, everybody deliverance for something. You could say, well, this person need to be delivered from that. The whole time God working with with them in a way deeper area. You feel me? Or all areas matter, don't get me wrong, because he said you'll know them by fruits. And some of these people that's been ripening, we finna see. We finna see through their fruit. They thought this just mean through certain seasons. Even with fruit, there are seasons that these fruit go through as they're growing. I don't know everything about gardening, but I know that much. These fruits that we bear, that people like to speak on in scripture, they need time to, you know what I'm saying? You can be able to recognize when a fruit is in that phase too. That makes no sense. You talking about, well, that's you know them by their fruits. We see y'all trying to get it. We do see y'all trying to get it. Talking about, well, I saw this person fruit, it was this. And I'm supposed to believe everybody fruit y'all see is rotten. Now, that might be true sometimes. But some of that fruit wasn't even done. It looked that color because it ain't even fully grown yet. What is wrong with you? They be trying to pick the fruit too early. That's another thing. A greedy farmer or somebody that don't know what they doing, just greedy, bro. Like, you just happy that you see it sprout a little bit and you already picking it. That's crazy, bro. And that shows with some, I ain't gonna go too deep with this, but it does show in society that people are like that. Can you let the fruit finish? You want to hurry up and jump to the scripture about you should know them by their fruits. Like, you attacking somebody with that scripture, which people shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be whipping people with the Bible unless you're doing it out of love. But I know that the fruit has to go through seasons before you know it. I know the Bible didn't say that part. I'm not trying to add to or take from either. These is just the facts about fruit. And God did use the word fruit. You should know them by their fruit. He got me used to thinking about all these scriptures about food. It's just funny. Because some of the people that y'all say have no fruit, and that's another thing. Every harvest is different. It seemed like this fruit, these seeds wasn't doing nothing, and they just start sprouting out of nowhere. It's just levels to it. Then some people be picking these fruit too early. Talking about, see, we should know them by their fruit. Look at this fruit. And the person they showed it to is an expert. Looks like this fruit was trying to finish. It looks like this fruit wasn't even done yet. Why did you pick it? You got a whole basket of them sitting up there messing the person's harvest up. It wasn't done. Have you ever seen some bananas that's they not all the way? I remember when I first seen them in the store when I was little, I was like, what's wrong with them bananas? Wasn't nothing wrong with them bananas. Them was the ones you should have got. They still have kind of they not all the way to the yellow, like, you could tell they was freshly, they might last longer. I don't know the words I'm looking for, but them the better bananas to get, really. But now, like me personally, I just get all the fruit frozen. The fruit we do use, like I still buy some fruit, but mostly I get it frozen too, because I feel like if I'm gonna get any, because everybody don't know how to jar and preserve everything yet, but it ain't too late for me to even learn. But frozen, it might just sit in there a little longer. You gotta watch that too, though, with the frozen. I can tell y'all from experience. My frozen vegetables, they last a long time, but the fruit, you gotta kind of watch that, especially the bananas. They still, either way, bananas just one of them fruit these days. They don't last. You gotta hurry up and eat them. You gotta eat them the same the same day, or you better eat them boys within 3 days, depending on what bunch you put out. So yeah, it's just crazy I went that direction with the topic, cause still though, like, I just didn't like that people came for her when she tried to come into church. But you want to complain how a person is in it seems so like simple to say, but maybe people don't see. You had to kind of help people look at it though. Like, let these young people, if you the next one try to get close to God, you so quick to say, oh, the black women trying to hurry up and run to God. And if they are, I've even heard some people say, oh, ain't nobody gonna save you. God ain't coming to save you. It's too late to tell somebody, like, I ain't being funny. Somebody like me, you don't control when God get ready to save a person or if he want to. None of that. What you mean save them? They got a song said, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. So I know what I'm talking about. It gets deep. Well, when you go to God yourself as a woman, I've already talked to him about that. Some people believe that God, they believe it ain't even about change. Like I said on part 1, they just believe, I guess there's no God for the woman or the black woman, or the black woman is God. Everybody believe different things. They really do. But I don't think they really believe the one I just said, like the black woman is God or something, or they don't believe that like they say that, bro. Like, because if you busy trying to tell the black woman she can't get close to God, how could you believe she is God? I just been asking myself some deep questions too. You better know who you are, like I said, before you even go into some of these contracts, deals, organizations, because then you arguing with them because they don't like your point of view sometimes. You don't want it to be like that. Like, why is it always about... That's what I said. Who made it about that? Like, if she want to go to church, let that young lady go to church. Who trying to stop you from being in there? That's weird. Making you feel like, young lady, you already messed your life up too much. You messed that baby life up. You done messed up your boyfriend life, everybody's life. I feel like it could look like that in some people's life too. When God trying to get their attention, I wouldn't say they describe it as God isolating people. I don't think it's that. I don't think he like... But I understand there might be journeys where he need a person attention for a while, like to show them something on a deeper level. Because how you gonna see that with a million influences in your face every day? How are you gonna... I'm asking, how is that possible? If it were a thing, how is that possible to get somebody alone and get their attention and show them something that only you can show them, and a million other influences is literally pulling on their attention every day? Even with a person alone, they could be busy. Just a person living alone, living in the woods and stuff. They got to chop wood all day, get the fires ready, work around the cabin. What you mean? So all alone, a person can still be busy, but it might be easier to like maybe show them when I talk about show them, I mean what I was just talking about. Like nobody like to see their vulnerabilities. That ain't even your sins yet. I might be a good counselor or something, just listening to people one day. Because I understand it. Like, your vulnerabilities is not your sins. Your vulnerabilities might cause you to sin, depending on your perception and where you are with a better understanding with your own vulnerabilities. I feel like God care about people in that way. Why you don't want to care about your own vulnerabilities, bro? They could hurt or harm you, or you just getting a better awareness of your own uh, vulnerabilities could like help you. I don't see how that's not beneficial. Not you, not somebody else speaking on them. You seeing them yourself. I guess they want to control how people process that because I don't know, y'all, but I wouldn't get in Chrisean rock. Like, you don't know what God is trying to do in a person's life. I wouldn't. All them people that commented on her stuff, I'ma just pray for them. They was like, "Oh, she a fake. Ain't no need in her trying to get close to God now." And she done did. She done did all this. What she talking about? She's. Oh, y'all know how these black girls get. They have a. I heard they been joking like that, talking about we have breakups or a dude dump us and we go run to God. And if they do. That's my first reaction to that comment. That's crazy. Like why would that even be a joke? That's a demonic joke if you ask me. Cause what if a person really is running to God? And you know, I can't laugh with people on that one. I didn't laugh and I didn't cry because I can't dictate what her faith is, where she is with her spiritual walk with God and stuff like this. But there are celebrities and artists that have come out, like Whitney Houston, R.I.P. Whitney Houston. I think about her so much, y'all. It's probably because of that reason, too. Like, for real. When I play that one song, I Love the Lord, I don't care who you are. If you don't hear the anointing in that lady in that song, I don't know what's wrong with you. But like I said, music has always been that one thing to kind of like naturally bring people together. Regardless of the color of the artist or the fans, that's not what people see when they see music is more of an auditory thing anyway. Maybe that's what it is. It ain't what you see, it's what you hear, it's what you feel, right? Some people just love the art in that way. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stop to explain myself to anybody at any time. Everybody know I love music. But with Whitney Houston, I think about her too, cause she was kind of like where she had a few seasons in her career where it's like, drop everything. I'm doing this record for God. I gotta do this album. And what's crazy, even though it wasn't her average R&B or what she usually do, what's crazy is they were still hits. Like, you couldn't miss it. Why? Because some of these guys started, I wouldn't say it's because of that reason, but she was just one of them. Like, remember we were just talking about you might have parents that didn't want you to go that way. Like, baby, I don't want you to go in the industry. I think you should do it this way and sing for the Lord. It's innocent, really. It made me think about The Color Purple, but then it be sad because they end up having to let him go. I was talking about Ray Charles, and it was another one, y'all. What's his name? Not Stevie Wonder. Richard. What was his name? Little Richard. His story is kind of crazy too. Like, he probably like started in church and everything. You know. I don't know why they be trying to use that against people. I think Taylor Swift was another kind of. Where was it? Taylor Swift? No, Katy Perry. Where they might have just kind of went through some backlash for a little while, because it's like, that person is into that type of work now just because they work at a club or they dancing somewhere. Okay, that's what I have to say about that. I'm not saying it's okay for people to stay in those lifestyles, but just look at it. They not the only ones. People disagree. Oh, well, we seen you in church and now we see you here. But look at this person's life. Like, is it trying to teach us? Like Whitney Houston. For real. When I listen to that song right there, boy, I ain't supposed to tell y'all that, but it takes me to another place. Like, oh, that went and hastened to his throne. Is that the same song? Yeah, it is. I love the Lord. When she starts singing that part, I'll hasten to his throne. Everybody not gonna understand. They just not. To them, it's just a song or something. Like, it's really deep. Where she explains, like, I'm not perfect, but this is one thing about me. I love the Lord. It's a hit to this day. Ain't nothing they can do about it. What you mean? So I feel like maybe it's just a new generation thing. Y'all don't understand. There are artists, they stopped this work. Al Green did it, some of them. They put out gospel hits for a minute. I don't know why they just commit themselves in that way. They don't have to either. Especially if he was doing R&B or some other music. Elvis Presley, even he got gospel hit. Cause what is they saying? These greats have already showed us. Michael Jackson got a few, probably if it got to do with like Christmas music. I'm trying to think of some more people, but y'all seen Snoop Dogg was in the church. Ain't nothing wrong. It's like, why when they try to turn back that way? I just never want to be in that group of people that's like, no, now see, God can't change you, Snoop Dogg, That's crazy. No, Chrisean Rock, you can't, they gotta be fake. Y'all women just break up. That's you. You have no faith. That's all you showing. You saying these women break up with men out of bad relationships and go to God, and what? You're a part of the problem then, while people are staying in the same place. Doing the same thing over and over again. All you can do is be quiet. Now they with God and see what happens. That's all you can do. But if they never try God at all, now you just complaining about how this person is. They never look for a change, even if it ain't God, some religion. They said something with Lil Durk, Kevin Gates. Even if they try to change Muslim anything, it's never enough. That's a person's personal journey. Like, I guess they just, depending on your status, they care about that. Like, oh, what? You in the church now? Or you did a church album? Or, what they, you talking about God again? Yep, again. You checking back to see? Yep, he's still good. That's what Whitney Houston was on. But then they try to, I told you, it's like for every dollar. Humiliation. So are you really free? Like, what is financial freedom? Every dollar, every turn, you can be shown that, oh, we can turn it off. How is that everlasting? You feel me? I'm sold out. Like, God, you right. How is that everlasting? Even if the money pouring out, overflowing everywhere, it'll never be everlasting like God, though. I don't know. They even trying to create things so it's an everlasting feeling. So they can live longer. We'll make it digital. That's what we'll do. We'll make it digital. I mean, but we crazy for having faith. He did say that the just, J-U-S-T, not just ice, not justice yet, but the just shall live by faith. Like that. Not dollars that every time they turn around, here comes some kind of, it's just weird. Maybe money, some people believe it's cursed too, because like, just think about like how many hands it touch every day. Like, and people still don't think money ain't got nothing to do with energy. It's a piece of paper. Well, where do paper come from? See, maybe it is deeper, even if we just now seeing it. Like, we say it got nothing to do with energy. Like, and paper whole come from trees and some more stuff. That's the first thing. And then change and coins, they come from somewhere too. Period. And it's just a constant exchange all the time. Like, they like, what is this lady going? She on some deeper talk right now. Like, it's just a constant exchange. Paycheck, pay card, this, that. Okay, you make it more digital. It's not more physical exchange, but it's still a bunch of exchange. Sex, that's another one. Exchange. Like, I don't know. Or you want to make sure that these exchanges are, you can't, if people want to look at that, they can. Like I did with the devil lately. It might have felt like a few exchanges were off. You can't expect people to understand that. But now when you tell them, hey, this is my testimony though. Crazy where? You was just like everybody else. Oh, money, money, money. Money, 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 money. For real. That's why the devil was shocked. This person ain't, what? Even when he dangled it over my head, I just look up at it like, okay. I find it dirty every time. Like, that's dirty, boy. Because you see what I'm on. Like, you see why I'm on it, too. Like, but say no. It's all about, we all got to fight for our souls. That's what it come down to. Like, and like, he probably still shocked. But this person, they thought, well, it's about this, it's about that. You could be getting a whole better understanding of what most people are addicted to, and that's money. Right? And for whatever reason, you didn't even know why you experiencing that, what the purpose is in it, what's going on. That's a whole different form of attachment. Detachment is what I'm saying. Attachment too. But you might need to understand some things like on a deeper level. People just like, no, I want the money. I don't want to understand nothing about, okay, that makes no sense. All you know is it makes sense. It's sense involved, so you want it. You don't want to understand nothing. I don't know, so I appreciate the lessons or whatever I feel like I'm saying, but if that's a personal thing, everybody got personal things, they could think, oh, with her, it's a drinking problem and a drug problem the whole time. God trying to show that person something deeper about money. We'll get to that in a minute. This and that. Let me show you this and that. This thing right here that you can't get nothing without. Like, pretty much. And it's been like that. And you know it's God if he's showing you the lesson. It's like, I'm going to even take care of you while I show you this for a minute. Like, you going to be all right. But I'm going to show you something. Like with John, some of those prophets in the Bible, they actually put to sleep. They in deep sleep seeing visions, learning it. Everybody experience different. You can't say God ain't with them, no. Oh, they break up with these men and then they with God. What you should be looking at, why they can't walk with God, why they with the men. What's the problem? You told yourself they went and ran to God because you non-existent says a lot. That's crazy. Who told you that woman wasn't praying or believed in God while she was... It's just ticklish, but it's actually a real thing out here. Like, that trolls get on the internet and say, like, oh, with these, like with Brittany Renner recently when she was with Kevin Gates. Just, it's kind of comical because you see what they was trying to say and do. But I'm not finna mock with y'all like that. God done brought many women through some turbulent situations. I know it for a fact. I'm not finna speak on them women's lives and say they fake walking with God because the last thing you knew they went through was a turbulent relationship. That's weird. So she ain't, let me get this right. So it ain't real if she don't find, they'll say anything, you doing anything because you just had a breakup. They'll say you posting nude. Now that one I do find kind of crazy. They be hurry up and posting a new person. But if you do a new hairstyle, a new fashion, a new religion, they're going to say it was their breakup. You got to just laugh, y'all. Some of y'all taking it too. But me, I say, yeah, that's what it is. It's one of those things. Like, if you switch anything a little different, you got to be patient with the people. People don't understand. But you know, you growing wiser just to sit back and look at it like, and just choose to have a heart like a understanding first, cause otherwise you'll just be all mixed up in your emotions. Listen, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. You'll be mixed up in your emotions, trying to keep up with what people say. I don't know, and I say all of this out of love too. Don't let nobody discourage. You know, and God might even let you tussle, rock and roll in the mud with the pigs for a little while too. For real. Just to see where your faith is. But I know it shouldn't be all tied up in money. Even other people see that. That's a whole reason people walking away from churches and stuff right now. Like, it's that thing exactly. They feel like, oh, I'm having an awakening. I'm giving my money here. And it's like, what are you really doing? You got to think about that. That's also like planting seed. It's something about it. This energy exchange and everything. So I had to give that analogy that I just gave. How it kind of like is with me in the spirit these days or lately, however you want to put it. Long before they was cutting off anything. They was cutting off housing, all kind of stuff. It's been going on all 2025. It's just another part of your testimony too. It's crazy. Like as it all happened type of deal. You never turned on what you and God was in the middle of. So that's why I was going to call the book Secret Affair. Even if he saw that. And it's like, oh yeah, she got a secret, man. Yeah, she got a secret protector. That's how it felt sometimes. Like, and maybe at one point of your relationship with God, you try to keep it more. You did that on purpose. Like, yeah, this ain't everybody's business. It's secret. And then when you became like, no, I want to be more open about this. It was like a real thing too. People might be touched by this testimony. And then it was more like, no. Through this season of your life, I want to stay kind of hidden back here. It was like it flipped. Like, at first I was doing it. I don't know. Not like God try to be hidden in nobody's life, but people be going through different things. Like, it ain't never that he hidden, but he might appear that way in somebody's life. And it might be whole intentional. Whether you want to look at it in an analogy of your man or your father, like it was like that many levels of love, if you could explain it. So this is going to be a deep book. Like, however, because some might say, how could you look at one thing as so many things? They called it a Trinity long before I did. They said Father, Son, Holy Ghost, didn't they? I didn't write this. I'm just trying to tell my experience, my testimony. One day, I'm going to quit saying one day. So I get bits and pieces out on my streams. But for those that didn't know, that's who I am. I got books out here I don't really talk about because I plan to bring out books. Them will probably get brought up and discussed later. Like, that's when you was first getting started, just seeing what you want to do, what you can do. You know what I'm saying? I've talked to like publishing companies and stuff here and there. Then I went through the route. I'll be blessed to be able to say you tried different routes too. Like, you might have just wanted to self-publish, which takes longer if it's just you. Or you might have wanted to go through and sign contracts and do book deals in the future. You don't know. So everybody got different options. And everybody should want to do different things. I don't know. I'm on what I'm on because I actually had a story to tell. And that's how I feel. Many of them, maybe, just about you and God alone. So Secret Affair might have like 2 or 3 parts to it. I can already see that. Like, it's just going to be a good book when we get around to that. And it's still gonna be like I'm telling it different. It gotta be me that write it, because I can put it in like a poetic, the whole novel, just make it like a poem the whole way through. Like something you ain't seen since, I'm serious, since King Solomon. Like, it's gonna be a fun project where somebody really is expressing a deep, like his writings got a lot of great attention. What do people mean? Because they thought he was talking about a woman. And all those texts, he made it clear he was talking about God's love, okay? Or how he was describing how God's love felt to him. And he was a whole man. And if you ain't read the Book of Solomon or check out some of those poetic texts, you should check into it. It's very interesting. Like, just read it for yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. It ain't just, well, for writers out there, writers and reader lovers and stuff, it might not be for everybody. You ain't got to be religious to go check out. If you'll read Romeo and Juliet and Shakespeare, you can go read some of David and King Solomon's writings. It ain't about the fact that it's biblical all the time. It's actually very interesting. Where they feel like, hey, I'm just trying to describe God's love for Israel. They tried to tell us. Now, that's just the love. They can play with it, you know. They can play with it, and whoever they are, whoever they want to be. And it's people long before we was here done wrote about God's love. Play with that if you want to. And they couldn't even tell who he was talking about. This man, one of the wisest men in the land, he wrote it so. But I'm like, man, I don't know why I'm feeling this. I'm feeling like writing about it too. I'm feeling like writing about God love. Like David's probably was more like prayers and psalms, and I'm talking about Solomon the poet though. You know what I mean? And then I want to bring something like that though. I want to bring something like that, a little similar. It's just would be crazy because it would be coming from a woman this time. Like he writes it like he talking about a woman. So of course I probably have to bring it like I'm referring to a man, right? To make people understand or something because I'm a woman. But regardless, love, it don't even have a gender. Like, it's so deep to try to explain. It don't even have a gender. Like, I wouldn't try to put the sex really wouldn't matter. But as I write it, that's what would make it interesting, right? So, please stay tuned. We have so many more projects to come from Crown Publishing Content Creations, because that's what I call it now, okay? To you, it's coming soon. Like, and when I say that, these books are coming, okay? Arthur might be a little more busy too, like with kids and stuff. But now that my new baby is a little older and stuff, it's just time. It's just time to get back busy. Like it's just time to get back busy. Get that writing schedule back going. It's nothing to it but to do it. You know what I'm saying? People be saying it. Don't talk about it, be about it. It is because one project just ends up opening the doors to other projects. It'd be so funny. People think they be stopping that one project, you really don't be worried about the delay. You care about it, but the delay be crazy because that one door was gonna lead to 10 other doors, probably 10 other projects and positions for other people. It'd be crazy. So God see deeper than just the illusions and what people be trying to make stuff look like. We don't have time for that anymore. Everybody finna see we all gonna be just too busy, right? Trump making he's changing things in a way where people can and they need to, focus on. If it was money you chasing, like why? Like, cause if you gonna keep chasing a dollar and it's a humiliation behind every cent, are you happy? That's where people start feeling like financial slaves. I wouldn't even just say humiliation, vulnerability. Like something should be getting better in your life. You just working paycheck to paycheck. I mean, it's deep, where I'm not trying to sound rude to people about it. I understand money is important, but this the same thing that they said is the root of all evil that actually comes from trees. Think about it. It literally, and trees are a plant, and they talking about the root. I know I'm close to the revelation of something deep here, okay? But money has always been paper, and it comes from a place too. Okay? We just out here exchanging it left and right, talking about that's our God, we in love with it. We get to the money before bros, money before hoes, everything. I done heard it all. Money over bees. I'm laughing, we laughing, but I don't think God is laughing, like for real. And how long he let this go on? And people was bold about it. Yeah, money. But really, nobody really say nothing. I don't know. They just be like, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. They not just talking about the gun. They stupid. You think they was talking about just the gun with that quote? They saying anything you swear you gotta live by is probably could be what take you out too. That's crazy. So watch what you make your God. Watch what you bow down to. Watch what you continue to turn yourself over to. It mess around after so long and feel like you belong to it. You're now its slave. That can happen with anything or anybody. Now, that's the thing about passive aggressiveness too. Like, it's understandable and everything, but that's where it could be dangerous. Like, you accepting this and that for the dollar every second. And then by the time you catch on what the dollar been doing to you, hopefully you still got time to turn it around and change it, because that don't sound healthy at all. The dollar turn around, because they went through it during the Great Depression. You never know when the dollar gonna be shut off next, but you talking about Dollars over my family, dollars over hoes, dollars over my bros, dollars over everybody. Mm, mm, mm. Like, well, God, surely I didn't know this or that could happen. That's why you were supposed to be humble to begin with. When you're not moving too fast, you see a little more. That's all it is, y'all. That's all it is. And I said God will do that to people. Like, put their own vulnerabilities, whatever he feel like is stagnating them. Like, it might not even just be your spending habits or your finances. Like, something totally different with money that you could only see. And when I say slow down, I'm talking about you being more still than ever. Just still. Like, let me slow down then. What is God trying to show me? A person whole transition don't always happen at the church. From them coming to church every, that probably worked for some people, and that's how their story happened. But I believe that's the point of delivery and deliverance. It can come to you wherever you are. I heard some people say God got a hold to them. They was in some of the strangest places. They couldn't believe God had touched them or spoke to them or even said that they was in the middle of some of the craziest things of their life. That's when God chose to come to them. Y'all should listen to people's stories more. They say they was on the dance floor. They was anywhere, like, and God, that's where they first just felt the presence of God. I used to listen to people back then, like testimonies from all over the world. Because you see them on TV, even before YouTube was out. Like, they had documentaries and stuff that would be on TV, not just about alien abductions and Area 51 and stuff. They also have been having people out here with near-death experiences or people that died and came back. It's all kind of stuff I always just, had an interest in, like, the deeper things people don't talk about all the time. Like, yeah, what about that? These stories get put out here, and then we go on with our regular lives. Each story was trying to teach us something, I'm sure. I've just been paying attention for a long time. Even if you didn't feel like you fully understood, you just feel like it got to be something, like, bigger or something more going on out here. I thought that as a kid. For real, like, when you would watch certain documentaries about stuff, yeah, this was long before YouTube. I'm one of those people that I feel like I'm entitled and I have a right to watch anything I want to on YouTube. For real. Because, like, I was into documentaries and stuff, late night TV shows, PBS Kids. Not PBS Kids, but, like, PBS have their own, like, documentaries and stuff they air. And I would, like, be into that. Ripley's Believe It or Not type of stuff. Just already seeing at a young age, even if you hadn't been all over the world yet, that it definitely was a whole lot more out here. People want to wait till later and box you in. You done already seen that much. There's people out here setting Genesis world records every day. Trying to break records and all of that. Like, it's just a million things a person can be doing with their life. But it's, at least it don't make it easier, but it make it more doable. Like, you go into it with more faith, at least when you talking to God about it, you going in it with him with you, not just going in there blindly. Okay, I said that on many streams before. I believe God got people everywhere. The devil have people stationed, put up in places, but God do too. The same places, they just be places you wouldn't believe too. Dark places, light places. They just thought. I feel like God be more out here in the open world anyway. Like, cause what are people more doing in these religious sects and buildings and chapels and temples and stuff? What are they really doing when there's so much still going on out here? God know he have to be out here with us sometimes too. Like, for real, like, everybody don't be in the church all the time, but I was just saying, when these people publicly try to show us, like, look, I'm trying to convert my life. What was that other lady, Kat Von D? I was listening to her story, too. They use the word change so loosely, like, nobody's telling they change. You looking at the change and transformation first, you should be grateful that person even... They are going through some type of self-awareness, whatever, even no matter who it look crazy to. You had a lot of people that family tried to warn them before they got in the industry. And nobody really talks about it. Yeah, you had the parents that didn't care, but it is a lot out there that did care. They try to stop them from going that direction. But guess what? If they feel like, no, I want to be a star, I want to go get these people, in turn, I need this money, I'm finna change our life. That's how they be feeling. So it'd be kind of easier to probably get the younger ones because they feel like, man, I'm trying to get straight to the money. I'm trying to have the nicer, better things too. Then by the time they get old enough to wake up and see what they done got involved in, you do kind of see that keep happening. They be like, hey, where my royalties or where my deals or my cut or my money, or they be complaining about something, you know? I wouldn't say complaining, hell, rightfully so if somebody's cheating you, but that's why it shouldn't even be allowed maybe for them to get into some of this stuff into a certain age, or I'm sure they finna change all of that. Like, we gotta do something, make the strings tighter when it comes to managers and producers and contracts when these babies are certain ages too. At least till they're old enough to understand what they get into. Like, I don't know how they have it set up now, but ain't no way these people be 15, 16, 17, 18, even under 21, understanding what they fully getting into when they get into the industry. At least a person with a little bit more knowledge, I don't know, they might can have less to say or complain about later, but even some of some that were of age when they joined the industry, they still end up complaining about something later. When I say later, it just be like after they already been put out big hits, they're a star, they probably ain't heard no music from for a while, and then you hear boom in the news, they fighting for their royalties, they fighting for their masters, stuff like that, right? It just make you think. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe bell if you haven't already. Uh, Hit the like button as well. We appreciate you guys' support. I will be back with more insightful topics weekly. Please feel free to go back if you didn't hear part one to this one, because it just sounded like we was rambling on about church, but you was trying to make a point. When the celebrities show, especially the young ones, like they trying to go to church or something, how dare y'all get in the comments talking about a person is fake just because they had a breakup? That's the reason they going to God. That's like, you're not even mocking that person. You mocking God too. Because what if they really are trying to make a change in their life? Anyways, just leaving us all with something to think about tonight. And you guys be safe out there. Y'all have a beautiful week this week. And until next time.